You came to celebrate a marriage built on trust. But Lisa expects us to ignore what happened to our mother's money.
If you're going to show the family her page, show them the page you removed.
The other pages change nothing.
Well, that's interesting. Because page 2 says you authorized the $8,400 charge from your own phone.
It began inside the downstairs unit of Gloria Brooks's duplex, where Lisa was staring at a paid invoice for a floor that did not exist. Sunlight fell through the front window onto raw plywood. Bundles of baseboard rested against one wall. A yellow level lay beneath the radiator, but there were no boxes of flooring, no tools, and no sign that anyone had worked there that week. Gloria was supposed to move into the unit after her knee surgery. The bedroom and bathroom were both on the first floor, and renting the upstairs apartment would help cover her bills. Until the renovation was finished, she had to climb 13 steps every night. Lisa placed Gloria's walker at the bedroom doorway and pushed it forward. One wheel caught against the uneven plywood. The invoice on her phone said something else entirely. Premium oak flooring. Materials received. Installation completed. Amount paid, $8,400. Lisa photographed the bare room, the unopened trim, and the walker caught at the threshold. Then her phone vibrated. The bank was asking her to approve another charge from Troy Miller Renovations. This one was for $6,200. She declined it and paused the renovation card. The suspension confirmation reached Lisa at 10:51. 13 seconds later, Brenda called. "What did you do?" "I stopped another payment." "You stopped my card." Lisa looked at the walker while trapped against the plywood. "Your card draws from Gloria's account." "Where is her floor?" "Troy is handling it." "Unlock the card before you create a problem you cannot fix." A completed invoice without a completed floor is already a problem. Brenda's voice dropped. "You used my card once. You could have used it again. Is that your answer?" "It's a warning." "No. It's the story you plan to tell." Silence. "If the family asks," Brenda said, "I won't protect you." Lisa took the phone away from her ear and saved the call time beside the bank alert. "Send the delivery receipt," she said. Brenda ended the call. Then she called the number on the invoice. Troy answered on the fourth ring. "Miller Renovations. I'm in the unit you billed as completed. Where is the floor?" The line became quiet. "You should probably speak to Brenda," he said. "You took $8,400. I'm speaking to you." Brenda said the family approved a project reallocation. "To what?" "I can't get into that without her." "Send the delivery receipt. And the work order. I'll have to call you back." He ended the call. Lisa sent Martin 3 photographs and a screenshot of the attempted second charge. No accusation. No theory. Only what was there. He called immediately. "Are you alone?" he asked. "Yes." "What do we know?" "The floor is unfinished. The first payment cleared. Troy says Brenda approved a reallocation. He just attempted another $6,200. And the card?" Paused. "Keep it that way. I'm coming." While she waited, Lisa opened 6 months of card activity. Most entries were familiar. Paint, plumbing fixtures, the permit fee she had paid for Gloria, and the first deposit on the bathroom work. Then she saw a smaller charge she remembered too well. $340. Coal event supply. 6 months earlier, Brenda had appeared at Lisa's kitchen door, carrying an envelope of cash and a wrinkled receipt. She said she had selected Gloria's renovation card by mistake while paying for table linens at her event studio. "I fixed it before the statement closed," Brenda had said. "Mom doesn't need another reason to think the studio is failing." Lisa had counted the cash, deposited it into Gloria's account, and corrected the expense sheet. Brenda had repaid every dollar. Lisa had decided that exposing an honest mistake after it was repaired would only humiliate her. She had never told Martin. Now she took the old envelope from the file box she kept in Gloria's kitchen cabinet and placed it beside the new invoice. Martin arrived 10 minutes later, still wearing the dark work shirt from his auto shop. He studied the bare floor before he looked at the papers. "What's this?" he asked, tapping the old receipt. Brenda used the card once before. He read the date. "Why didn't I know?" "Because she paid it back." Martin set the receipt down. "Last time." Lisa did not defend Brenda. She called her. Brenda arrived 20 minutes later carrying a box of flooring samples. Her heels struck the plywood hard enough to echo. "You froze my card?" she asked. Lisa held out the paid invoice. "Where is the floor?" Troy found moisture beneath the old boards. They had to stop. Lisa showed her a photograph taken before the bathroom renovation began. The same dust marks still crossed the plywood. Then where did he remove the boards? Brenda's eyes moved to Martin. The materials were delayed. That doesn't mean the order wasn't placed. You just said they started and found moisture, Martin replied. Both things can be true. Lisa opened the second alert. Why did Troy attempt another $6,200? The order had to be replaced. Replaced before the first order arrived? Brenda dropped the sample box onto the floor. You ask questions until everybody sounds guilty. One answer would end all of them. The front door opened before Brenda could reply. Gloria entered slowly with a cane in one hand and her therapy bag over her shoulder. Brenda had called her while driving over. Why is my daughter crying? Gloria asked. I'm not crying, Brenda said, wiping beneath one eye. Lisa showed Gloria the invoice, the empty room, and the second attempted charge. The first payment cleared, she said. The same contractor tried to charge you again, so I paused the card. Gloria glanced at the invoice, then looked at Brenda standing beside the abandoned samples. Couldn't you have called me before embarrassing her? Lisa kept her voice level. The second charge could not wait for a family meeting. There, Brenda said quietly. That tone. She thinks because she understands the account, she gets to control the family. Martin stepped closer to the papers. Nobody is discussing control. We're asking what Mom bought. Gloria lowered herself into the only chair. The walker caught again as she pulled it toward her. Lisa pointed to the wheel. This is what she bought. A completed floor she still can't walk across. For 1 second, Gloria looked at the plywood. Then Brenda knelt beside her and said, Troy will send everything. I would never take from you. Gloria placed a hand on Brenda's shoulder. We will sort it out privately. Lisa folded the invoice. The card remains paused until we do. Brenda stood. Fine. When Troy proves you overreacted, I want the apology to be as public as this accusation. There has been no public accusation. Not yet. Brenda left the sample box on the raw floor. At the door, she turned to Gloria. I tried. That evening, Gloria came to Lisa and Martin's house alone. She carried a small container of peach cobbler, even though neither of them had eaten dinner. She placed it in the refrigerator, then sat at their kitchen table. Ohio, Virginia, Tennessee, she said. They're all coming. Some haven't been together since Martin's father died. I can't let one invoice turn this dinner into a trial. Lisa sat across from her. The invoice is not confusing. It says the floor was completed. Brenda says Troy used the wrong description. Then the correct description should be easy to provide. Gloria ran one finger around the edge of her glass. Please give her time to fix it without making her look like a criminal. Lisa took out a notepad. Friday, she said. Gloria looked up. Friday. Full invoice. Where the money went. The second charge canceled. If it was borrowed, a repayment plan. And until then, the card stays frozen. And the family? I haven't told them. Can we keep it that way until after the anniversary? Lisa looked toward Martin. He was leaning against the counter, listening without interfering. Until Friday, Lisa said. If Brenda corrects it by Friday, it stays between the people involved. Gloria exhaled. Thank you. After she left, Martin closed the refrigerator door she had left open. Did Brenda agree to any of that? Lisa checked her phone. Her message had been delivered 32 minutes earlier. No reply. On Sunday, Gloria invited everyone to dinner. She had cooked collard greens, baked macaroni, chicken, and 2 desserts, more food than 9 people could finish. It was how she tried to make a problem behave. Carla Davis, Gloria's oldest friend, was placing glasses on the table when Lisa and Martin arrived. Brenda stood at the stove beside her mother, laughing over something on her phone. Lisa's usual place card beside Martin had been moved to the far end. Mom needs him closer in case her knee starts hurting, Brenda said. You understand. Martin picked up both cards. He placed Lisa's beside his and moved Brenda's to the empty seat at the end. I can help Mom from either side, he said. Brenda smiled without looking at him. Of course you can. Halfway through dinner, Aunt Pearl asked whether Gloria's new floor would be ready before the anniversary. Brenda set down her fork. It would have been if the renovation card hadn't been frozen. Lisa looked at her. Did Troy send the documents? He will. Friday was 2 days ago. Brenda tapped her phone and angled the screen toward Aunt Pearl. Lisa had my card number before any of this. Aunt Pearl lowered her fork. Why? The city permit, Lisa said. Brenda swiped to the statement. And now her name is sitting over $8,400 missing dollars. Scroll down, Lisa said. Brenda did not move her thumb. Scroll. Don't order me around. Martin placed his fork beside his plate. The next line shows the second charge. Brenda locked the screen. After the first payment was already gone. And the floor is still bare, Lisa said. Brenda looked at Gloria. You gave her control. She used it on your daughter. I used it on a charge. Martin leaned forward. Where is the floor, Brenda? Ask your wife what she did with my card number. The table went quiet. Aunt Pearl was no longer looking at her plate. She was looking at Brenda's locked phone. Enough, Gloria said. Not at my table. Lisa looked at Gloria. She just suggested I took your money. And I said enough. Gloria did not ask Brenda to withdraw it. She asked the room to become quiet enough that the insult could sit there unchallenged. After dinner, Carla brought out the wooden box containing photographs for Lisa and Martin's anniversary slideshow. Brenda reached for it before Lisa could help. I'll finish the slideshow, she said. The venue contact is already in here. Lisa held out her hand. I can scan the older photographs tonight. You have enough paperwork to investigate. Brenda tucked the contact sheet inside the box and carried it to her car. The next evening, Lisa's phone began vibrating during dinner. Brenda had posted a screenshot in the extended family group chat. It showed Lisa's name beside the words account manager, the transaction for $8,400, and the notice that Brenda's card had been suspended. Everything above and below those lines had been cropped away. Brenda's message read, I kept this private, but Mom deserves answers. Lisa had my card number. $8,400 disappeared. Then she froze my card. The first response came from Aunt Pearl. Martin, handle your house. Another relative asked why Lisa was allowed to freeze money that did not belong to her. Someone else wanted to know whether Gloria had contacted the bank. Lisa began typing. She wrote that Gloria had personally asked her to manage the renovation account. She explained the permit, the invoices, the bank alerts, and Brenda's missed deadline. By the time she reached the fifth paragraph, Martin was standing behind her chair. Send the floor, he said. Lisa read the message once, then deleted it. She uploaded the false invoice and a photograph of the empty room. The Walker will was still caught at the threshold. Her message contained one question. Who received the $8,400? Brenda responded within a minute. Lisa had my card number. That page cannot prove who entered it. She did not answer the question. That night, Carla called Lisa from her car. The parking lot behind her was dark except for the light above a grocery store entrance. She checked her rearview mirror before speaking. Brenda called me after dinner yesterday, she said. She asked whether the ballroom projector could display a bank document during the slideshow. Why would she ask you that? She said she might need to defend herself if you embarrassed her. Then she told me not to mention the call because Gloria didn't need more stress. Lisa looked at Martin across the room. Would you repeat that to Gloria? She asked. Carla was quiet for a moment. She and Gloria had been friends for 31 years. They had traveled together, buried husbands within 2 years of each other, and never once carried a private disagreement into the family. If she asks me, Carla said, I will tell her exactly what Brenda said. Nothing more and nothing less. That is enough. Martin took Lisa's phone when the call ended. He opened the family chat and recorded a voice message. Lisa stood on bare plywood beneath a paid completion invoice. She stopped a second charge. If you have proof she stole, post it. If you don't, stop saying it. He sent it before Lisa could tell him to wait. Then he called Brenda. You are no longer handling our anniversary program, he said. Carla will control the slideshow. You will not have the microphone, and you will not give a speech. Brenda's voice was loud enough for Lisa to hear from the other side of the room. You cannot remove me from my own brother's celebration. You used the celebration to plan an accusation against my wife. She is turning you against your family. My wife is my family. Martin ended the call. The next morning, he collected the photograph box from Brenda and delivered it to Carla. When he returned, he placed the venue contact sheet on the kitchen table. Brenda can still attend if you want her there, he told Lisa. But she does not run anything. Lisa looked at the photograph of herself and Martin leaving the courthouse 12 years earlier. Let her attend. Your mother has worked too hard on this dinner. Martin pulled out the chair across from her. Are you protecting Mom's evening? He asked. Or rescuing Brenda from the consequence again? Lisa did not answer immediately. That afternoon, Brenda answered the question for her. She arrived at Lisa's door holding a white envelope and a folded statement. This time there were no flooring samples and no tears. Lisa let her into the kitchen but did not offer coffee. Brenda placed a check for $1,000 on the table. The studio lost the Stanton wedding account, she said. Then 2 corporate events canceled in the same week. Rent was due. Payroll was due. 12 people depend on that place. Lisa looked at the check. So you used your mother's renovation money. I moved it temporarily. Troy has a festival contract starting next month. My share will cover everything before Mom moves downstairs. Why did he bill her for a completed floor? Because the bank would not release the money for studio expenses. Brenda unfolded the statement she had brought. It said the flooring installation had been delayed and all funds remained reserved for the renovation. There was a blank line beneath Lisa's printed name. Sign it, Brenda said. Lisa looked at the check. And then, the 1,000 clears today. The rest comes monthly. And the line? Everybody gets an anniversary instead of a scandal. Lisa read the statement twice. Then she laid it beside the check. Correct the chat. Tell your mother. Put the repayment in writing. Brenda's eyes narrowed. And you? I confirm what is true. Nothing else. Brenda's mouth tightened. Mom will never look at me the same. You were willing to let her look at me as a thief. For several seconds, the only sound in the kitchen was the hum of the refrigerator. Brenda picked up the check and returned it to her purse. Then she folded the false statement along the same crease and carried it out with her. Martin pulled into the driveway as Brenda was leaving. She passed his truck without slowing down. When he entered the kitchen, Lisa showed him the unsigned statement. Then she opened the file box and placed the old envelope from the charge for $340 beside it. There was another one, she said. 6 months ago. She repaid it before the statement closed, and I kept it between us. Martin read the old receipt, then the new statement asking Lisa to confirm another lie. He slid the 2 pieces of paper together. She didn't learn you were kind, he said. She learned you would keep it quiet. Lisa opened the message she had been drafting to Gloria. It began with an apology for the stress and continued for nearly a page. She read it once, selected every word, and deleted it. In its place, she wrote 4 questions. Who authorized the transfer? Who received the verification code? Where were the materials delivered? Who created the completed work invoice? She sent the questions to Gloria, Brenda, and Troy in one message. Brenda did not answer. Troy replied that he would bring his records the following afternoon. The next day, Carla was helping Gloria tie gold ribbon around small glass vases when someone knocked at the door. Troy stood on the porch holding a large envelope and a clipboard. He stepped inside without removing his cap. Mrs. Brooks, I just need one signature so the card company can release the rest of the project funds, he said. Gloria took the pen. Will this finally get my floor installed? Once the account is clear, yes, ma'am. Carla leaned over the form before Gloria could sign. The first paragraph stated that all flooring materials had been delivered to Gloria's duplex and accepted in good condition. Nothing was delivered, Carla said. Troy shifted his clipboard. It's standard wording. The materials were purchased for the project. Carla turned the page. The delivery address printed beneath the total was Cole Events Studio. Gloria reached for the form again. If this gets the work moving. Carla lifted the paper out of reach. Gloria, your walker is still catching on plywood. You are not signing that you received something you have never seen. Gloria stared at her. In 31 years of friendship, Carla had corrected her in private, never in front of a stranger. This is my house, Gloria said. That is why the delivery address should be here. Troy took one step toward the door. Carla blocked the envelope with her hand. You came for a signature. You can leave the records. He looked from Carla to Gloria. Then he set the envelope on the table. Brenda said her mother approved a short-term bridge loan, he muttered. She said the festival contract would replace it before installation. Gloria lowered herself into a chair. My daughter told you I approved this? Troy removed his cap and folded it between his hands. She said everybody knew. Then why did you need me to sign today? Carla asked. He had no answer. Inside the envelope were the false completion invoice, a lighting equipment receipt, 1 month of rent for Brenda's studio, and a festival production deposit. Together they totaled $8,400. Each carried either Brenda's name, her studio address, or her electronic signature. Carla called Martin before Troy reached his truck. An hour later, Martin and Lisa sat beside Gloria at the bank. Gloria asked the account representative for every record connected to the charge and the attempted second payment. The representative returned with a 3-page authorization report. Page 1 listed the account, Lisa as manager, the charge for $8,400, and the later card suspension, the same lines Brenda had posted. Page 2 identified the secondary card used for the payment. The card belonged to Brenda Cole. It ended in 0419. The charge had been confirmed through Brenda's phone at 10:43 on a Tuesday morning. A one-time verification code had gone to the number ending in 8821, the number Gloria had called for years. Page 3 recorded Lisa's suspension of the card at 9:51 the following morning, after the first payment cleared and before the second could. Martin made 2 copies. He gave one to Gloria. He folded the other page twice and placed it inside his jacket. Gloria stared at Brenda's phone number until the digits blurred behind her tears. "I asked Lisa to keep this quiet," she said. Nobody answered for her. That evening, Gloria called Brenda to the duplex. The sample box still sat where Brenda had abandoned it. Gloria placed the studio receipts and page 2 on top of the samples. "Did you use my money?" Brenda looked at the phone number, the verification time, and her name on the card. She did not ask where the documents came from. "I borrowed it. Did I give you permission? I was going to replace every dollar. Did you tell this family Lisa took it?" Brenda's face tightened. "She froze the card before I could fix anything. She wanted it to look like I stole from you." Martin was standing near the doorway. "You created a false floor invoice before Lisa knew there was a problem. 12 people work for me," Brenda said. 12 families needed those paychecks. Dad would have understood what it takes to save a business. "Your father would have asked why you made your mother climb 13 steps to protect it," Gloria replied. That was the first time her voice broke. Brenda sat beside her. "Mom, please. The festival contract is real. Give me 1 month. Correct the family chat tonight." Brenda's eyes filled. "After everything I have been through, you are choosing her too?" Gloria looked at the daughter she had defended in kitchens, hospital hallways, and loan offices. Then she reached for Brenda's hand. "I am choosing the truth," Gloria said. Brenda looked at her. Then Gloria reached for her hand. Her thumb moved across Brenda's knuckles the way it had when Brenda was a child. "After the anniversary," Gloria added. "Correct it then. Let Lisa and Martin have one evening." Martin shook his head. "Brenda will attend as a guest." Gloria nodded. As a guest. Lisa watched Brenda squeeze her mother's hand back. The confession had changed what Gloria knew. It had not yet changed what Brenda expected. Brenda left without correcting the chat. Sitting in her car, she opened the venue contact she had copied before Martin took the photograph box. She sent the technician a file labeled Final Anniversary Slides and wrote that Gloria had approved a surprise ending. The morning of the dinner, Carla called Lisa. "The venue technician just asked me which final file to use," she said. Brenda sent him another link. Martin, who was knotting his tie, stopped when he heard Brenda's name. "We can cancel the slideshow," he said. "We can cancel the entire dinner." Lisa looked at the green dress hanging from the bedroom door. Gloria had chosen it with her 3 weeks earlier, before the empty floor and the family chat. "No," Lisa said. "If I stay home, Brenda will use my empty chair as evidence. Then we go prepared." Martin called the venue and told the technician that Carla alone controlled the presentation. Carla changed the slideshow password. Lisa printed the receipts, the photographs, and all 3 pages of the authorization report. She did not prepare a speech. At the ballroom, gold candles reflected in small glass vases. A jazz trio played near the entrance. Gloria moved among the tables with her cane, checking the flowers and pretending not to look toward the door every time it opened. Brenda arrived early enough to greet the caterer by name. She wore a copper dress and carried nothing in her hands. "I'm here as a guest," she told Martin when he met her near the entrance. "Keep it that way." She smiled and kissed Gloria's cheek. At the center table, Lisa found her chair beside Martin, but Gloria's place card had been moved 2 seats away. Brenda had placed herself between them. Martin exchanged the cards without a word. Brenda watched him do it. "You're making a scene over a chair. Then it should be easy to leave it where Mom put it." Lisa noticed something else. The framed courthouse photograph meant for the final slide was missing from the display table. Carla checked the photograph box. Its empty space was exactly the size of the frame. "She took it," Carla whispered. Lisa looked across the room. Brenda was helping Aunt Pearl find her seat. Before Lisa could answer, Gloria touched her elbow and guided her toward the quiet hallway outside the ballroom. Brenda has promised me she will behave, Gloria said. Lisa opened her purse just far enough for Gloria to see the bank report and Troy's receipts inside. Has she corrected the family chat? Gloria's eyes dropped toward the papers. Not yet. Has she returned the $1,000 check she offered only if I signed her lie? She told me about the check. She said you rejected the first payment. Lisa closed her purse. I rejected the condition attached to it. Music and conversation traveled through the ballroom doors. Gloria looked back toward the tables she had decorated. Please give Martin one evening that is not about this. Lisa held Gloria's gaze. That depends on Brenda, not me. And if she says something, I will not turn our anniversary into a trial. But I will not sit quietly if Brenda does. Gloria pressed her lips together. For the first time, Lisa did not relieve her discomfort by offering another private deadline. When they returned to the ballroom, Gloria moved Brenda's place card one seat farther from the microphone stand. It was a small correction, made too late and too quietly, but Brenda noticed it. Let the program begin, Lisa said. For the first hour, the evening belonged to the marriage it was meant to honor. The slideshow opened with a grainy photograph of Lisa and Martin leaving the county courthouse beneath one umbrella. There were pictures from their first apartment, Martin in work shirts stained with engine oil, Lisa studying at their kitchen table, and one disastrous camping trip that had grown funnier every year. Gloria spoke for 3 minutes about the morning Martin first brought Lisa home. She did not mention the renovation or Brenda. She simply thanked Lisa for giving her son a home that felt honest. Lisa's eyes moved toward Brenda. Brenda was not looking at the couple. She was watching the technician. When dessert plates reached the tables, the technician received a message on his headset. A ballroom supervisor handed him a flash drive and pointed toward Brenda. The technician glanced at Carla, but Carla was helping Gloria return to her chair. He opened the file. The music stopped. The courthouse photograph disappeared before it reached the final slide. The screen went black, then filled with the cropped bank statement. Brenda already had the microphone. You came to celebrate a marriage built on trust, she began. But Lisa expects us to ignore what happened to our mother's money. She enlarged the charge for $8,400, Lisa's role as account manager, and the notice that Brenda's card had been suspended. Then she called Lisa a thief. She controlled every card, Brenda continued. The floor was never installed. Then she locked me out and tried to leave the account before Mom could question her. Aunt Pearl looked at Gloria. Is this true? Gloria gripped the top of her cane. Brenda, stop. But Brenda turned toward Martin. Take your wife home before she embarrasses this family any further. Martin stood. He did not reach for Lisa or the exit. He walked toward the screen and pointed to the footer. Page 1 of 3. If you're going to show the family her page, he said, removing the folded sheet from his jacket, show them the page you removed. Brenda lowered the microphone. The other pages changed nothing. Then you should not be afraid of them. Carla reached the technician first. She inserted Martin's flash drive and placed page 2 beside Brenda's screenshot. Lisa rose from her chair. One thing first. Brenda is telling the truth about one detail. Brenda lifted her chin. I had her card number. There, Brenda said. For the city permit. Gloria authorized it. And the photograph? Deleted. I cannot prove what was or was not on my phone afterward. For a moment, the room remained divided between the admission and the document. Then Carla enlarged page 2. It identified the card used for the payment of $8,400. The card belonged to Brenda Cole and ended in 0419. Beneath it was the authorization method, a one-time code sent to Brenda's phone and confirmed on her device at 10:43 that morning. Lisa placed the photograph of Gloria's unfinished room on the other half of the screen. The walker wheel was caught against the bare threshold. Then she displayed Troy's receipts. Studio rent, lighting equipment, and the festival deposit, all delivered or credited to Cole Events Studio. Martin pointed to the final timestamp on page 3. Lisa suspended the card 11 hours after Brenda confirmed that payment, he said. She stopped the second charge. She did not create the first one. No one applauded. No music rose beneath the moment. Gloria walked toward Brenda one careful step at a time. Did you use my money? She asked. Brenda looked around the room as though one familiar face might offer another exit. It was temporary. Did you use it? The studio would have closed. 12 people would have lost their jobs. Did you use my money? Brenda's shoulders dropped. Yes. A murmur passed through the tables. Gloria did not turn away. Did you tell this family Lisa took it? I said she had access. Carla stepped beside the screen. You asked me whether you could display a bank document during the slideshow. You told me not to tell Lisa. Brenda stared at her. You promised me. I promised I would not repeat gossip. I did not promise to help you accuse an innocent woman. Aunt Pearl rose halfway from her chair. Lisa, I am sorry. I should never have. Lisa held up one hand. Correct it where you repeated it. Aunt Pearl sat down. Brenda's voice sharpened. So that's it? Everybody gets to hate me because I tried to save my employees. Martin faced her. The failing studio explains why you were afraid. It does not explain why you put Lisa's name over your choice. Gloria reached for the microphone. Brenda held it for 1 second too long before releasing it. Gloria turned toward the room. Lisa did not steal from me, she said. She protected my account and stopped a second payment. Brenda used the first payment for her business and blamed Lisa. Her hand tightened around the microphone. And I asked Lisa to keep this private because I wanted a peaceful anniversary. My silence did not create peace. It gave the lie more room. She handed the microphone to the technician and told him to turn off the screen. The room darkened until only the gold candles remained. Brenda picked up her purse. You have all made your choice. Not yet, Lisa said. Brenda stopped. Lisa walked to the front of the room, but she did not take the microphone. Correct the lie. Brenda turned. I just told you why. Not why. Where? What? The family chat. Every call. Every person. Aunt Pearl lowered her eyes. Brenda looked around the room. And then what? You all throw me away? No, Lisa said. That is exactly what this is. No. This is what changes. Lisa looked at Gloria. A bookkeeper handles the repayment. Brenda laughed once. A stranger? You made it public. Martin stepped beside Lisa. Your card comes off Mom's account. Brenda turned to Gloria. Mom. Tonight, Gloria said. Lisa continued. I will not manage the account again. Lisa, Gloria began. No, not this time. Brenda tightened her grip on her purse. You want me cut off? Contact stays, Lisa said. Access changes. No messages through Martin. No private apology for a public lie. Your rules. Martin did not look away. Ours. Gloria moved beside them. Mine too. Brenda waited. Nobody softened it for her. Lisa held her gaze. You do not have to leave this family, but you do not get to hide inside it. Brenda looked at her mother, then at Martin. Neither moved to stop her when she left. The ballroom door closed behind her. Nobody asked Lisa to forgive her before dessert. The relatives who had filled the group chat with questions sat with the discomfort they had expected Lisa to absorb for them. Martin found the missing courthouse photograph behind the technician's table. The glass had cracked along one corner when someone pushed it beneath a case of cables. He carried it back to Lisa. We can replace the frame, he said. Lisa ran one finger beside the crack. Keep the photograph. The next morning, Gloria was waiting at the bank before it opened. She removed Brenda's card, transferred approval authority to the bookkeeper, and arranged an alert for every transaction over $200. Before Martin or Lisa reminded her, she opened the family chat. Lisa protected my home and my account. Brenda used the $8,400 for her studio and accused Lisa to hide it. I knew the truth before the anniversary and delayed correcting it. That delay was wrong. She sent the message without asking anyone to soften it. Aunt Pearl called 3 relatives she had spoken to outside the chat. Carla returned the unopened decorations to the ballroom. Troy signed a statement acknowledging that he had issued a false completion invoice, agreed to cooperate with Gloria's bank dispute, and surrendered the remaining renovation work. A licensed contractor finished Gloria's floor 3 weeks later. The first repayment from Brenda arrived through the bookkeeper on the same Friday. It was not the full amount, and it did not repair the accusation, but it was the first payment no woman in the family had covered for her. Brenda sent Lisa a 2-sentence message. I lied about you because I was afraid to tell the truth about myself. I am sorry. Lisa replied, I received your apology. She did not add forgiveness she had not yet reached. On the day Gloria moved downstairs, her walker rolled across the oak floor without catching. Carla carried in the last box. Martin adjusted a curtain rod. Lisa placed the courthouse photograph on Gloria's mantel in a new frame. The crack in the picture remained faintly visible beneath the glass. Gloria stood beside Lisa and looked at the younger versions of them smiling beneath one umbrella. I should have protected the truth before I protected the evening, she said. Lisa straightened the frame. Now we protect both. Outside, Martin folded Gloria's walker and placed it in the trunk for her next therapy appointment. Inside, the photograph rested above the floor that had finally been paid for honestly. The family was not healed because the truth had been exposed. Healing would require repayments, corrected stories, changed habits, and time. But love no longer meant unlimited access. Love remained. Access changed. What would you have done when Brenda asked for one more private chance? Tell me in the comments. And if you believe family loyalty should never require protecting a lie, like this video and subscribe to her drama tales for more stories where truth has consequences.